Hello everyone, Jason Alea back here again, and today we're going to be talking about Season 3 of My Hero Academia. Here we follow Class A as they go on to new training grounds to try and have the best summer trip that they possibly could. Unfortunately, after moments of peace getting kicked in the balls or punched in the balls, mainly Deku here, they encounter more villains that are trying to attack them. They're trying to figure out who this mysterious powerful villain is and what is his connection to All Might. And so they're trying to attack Class 1A as well as some other classmates. And here it seems like the tides are turning with the show and we're going to a more darker approach to everything. When the villains start showing up, it's no longer happy-go-lucky. Our heroes are actually starting to get hurt. They're starting to bleed a lot more. Someone might have actually died. We are not sure because the aftermath of this fight is very tragic. Deku is trying to protect this kid who has lost his family, and it seems like he has a connection to one of these villains who have killed his parents, who are actual superheroes, and when they died, it led to this kid having a lot of resentment for heroes and having their quirks, which is even more conflicting considering the fact that he also has a quirk. He is someone who is basically ashamed of himself, but once he meets Deku and Deku starts to show who he is to this kid, that really changed his character. And seeing Deku push himself to the limits to try and protect his friends and classmates, and with them now being able to protect themselves and get their certification, it seems like they are able to do anything to these villains, be able to beat them in whatever tactics they can, which leads to them proving themselves to everyone that they are capable, they are powerful. But then this leads to an arc where our heroes have to save Bakugo from these villains who have kidnapped him. And here we see that they cannot really do much. They cannot interfere as much as they want. They need further certification, but then we see Bakugo get kidnapped by the same villain, and this leaves our heroes in a very vulnerable position because they're only allowed to attack for a short period of time. But then once Bakugo starts getting kidnapped, it leaves our characters at a disadvantage because they're still not really allowed to fight against villains. They were only allowed to do so before because they had permission for a brief period of time because a moment required it. Outside of that, they still need further certifications and they need to prove themselves even more so that they are able to capably handle these villains. But some of our heroes aren't able to take that, so Midoriya rounds out a group of kids to help him on his aid to try and find Bakugo. As you could imagine, it goes a little better than expected. But then All For One starts coming into the picture. He starts taunting our heroes. He puts fear into our characters' eyes and starts changing the tide of the battle. Nothing is as safe as it is anymore. And man, this fight between All Might and All For One is just fantastic. Epic in all the ways you could ask for. This is a conflict that has been set up and now been paid off a little bit, but you could tell that this battle is actually the start to something greater to come. All For One is still planning something very devious, and I cannot wait to see where that leads off to. Our characters are able to save Bakugo just in the nick of time, but before this arc can conclude, we see that Bakugo has looked at Midoriya in a much different way. He's starting to suspect even more that his connection to All Might is much greater than Midoriya makes it out to be. And so in the next arc, when our characters are going through more training after everything that's going on, and are able to finish getting their certification after going through this battle royale with many of the other students, with other classes and other schools around them, like, man, there's a lot of creativity here. With this being a battle royale, it is just a student against another student against another student, and they need to plan things out quick. They need to think off the spot. In Class 1A, seeing them actually push through and prove to everyone that they are powerful and capable of being strong heroes is just great to see. But after that, we see Bakugo and Midoriya have one more final conflict in battle, which leads to Bakugo realizing what Midoriya has been hiding the whole time. His quirk was given to him by All Might. And now knowing that, and All Might confirming his own suspicions, and having some closure after he feels so much regret for getting All Might hurt and for being in the state that he is now, after the fight with All For One, now that the world knows who All Might is now and his secret, we see Bakugo in a much different light. He is a different character. He has grown. He's able to show even more emotion because he really does respect his hero. And you really start to see what he has been hiding in him this whole time, why he is as hardened as he is. I love the way we start to explore Bakugo's character here. It becomes a lot more interesting, and his conflict and banter with Midoriya is great. Their final confrontation is so much fun to watch. Like, man, I really love this conclusion here. Season 3 was really good. I had a good time with it. I thought it was very engaging. I thought the characters were fun. The final half wasn't as, emotionally as engaging as the first arc, but it was still a whole lot of fun. And while I don't think it is as good as the first 2 seasons, that first arc with All For One, man, I cannot wait to see the ramifications of that. And so with that being said, I'm going to give Season 3 a B+. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.